What if this instrument that we have, the horn, can actually be far more than just a way to make music, but actually a way to improve our health through the vibrations that we put through the instrument and receive with our body? This podcast with Kathleen Nagy is going to explore just that. I personally have been using the horn for more than a decade at this point in a healing capacity, doing didgeridoo style work all the way to invocation, prayers, and all sorts of stuff, honestly. So when I discovered that Kathleen Nagy literally wrote the book on healing yourself with horn, I had to have her on the Holistic Horn podcast. So we're going to talk about Kathy's story, how she discovered this, how she went from a burned out orchestral player to literally healing her body and reclaiming her health through multiphonics on the instrument, which she calls harmonics. We're going to talk you through the exact emotional harmonizer process that she has. It's like a scale for your chakras and your emotions that you can play yourself. It's pretty cool. I know I learned a lot from this one and feel like now wherever I go, if I'm a little upset, I can just pull out my horn and play my emotional harmonizer. Whether or not you've been down the woo-woo road already for years, or if you're interested or even skeptical, who knows what you might find out. Give it this one a listen. Kathleen Nagy. I'm Mars Gelfo. This is the Holistic Horn Podcast. Welcome. I hope you enjoy this episode. Welcome, Kathleen Nagy, to the Holistic Horn Podcast. Why is this the most self-healing instrument in the world that most people don't even realize that when they play it?
Right. You've got it in your lap and you don't even know. So the fact that it's 144 inches long allows it to create all of these harmonics, these great, rich sounds. The best part about the other thing is the horn's sort of range is in most people's vocal range, right? It's a singing instrument. Well, when you play the horn you're playing it with your left hand, but you got your right hand in the bell, and you're creating a feedback loop where you are the maker of the sound and you're the receiver of the sound. Yeah. Right? The sound is going, and your arms are connected to your heart, right? Your arms are hands, arms, they're all heart. So you can, play a sound, sing harmonics, and have that sound go right back into your body. All of our meridians, energy meridians, end on our fingertips.
For those who don't know what energy meridians are, could we quickly?
Acupuncturists use energy meridians, and they put needles into these energy meridians in your body to stop pain and all kinds of things. They're invisible. They're another one of those things that you can't see them, so they probably don't exist. But they do. I had the same issue with chakras. I mean, for a couple of years, I tried meditating on my chakras. But being a musician and living my life mostly with my ears, my sense of vision is kind of, it's not that important to me, right? Detail, if I'm looking at things with my eyes, it's like work to really do, a lot of visual detail. However, with my ears, I will spend hours, just listening to the fine points and all the intricacies, of sound.
So meridians are the energy flow pathways in our body, and we're impacting that, sending energy up through the hands into the heart, and then this whole central area of the body as a nexus for communication between organs and nervous system, mind, being.
Right. Another thing that I've recently discovered is you can hum into your fingertips. Ooh. And you can get the vibrations from the hum to go into your fingertips and all the meridians of your body. A moo. Moo.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, you feel that vibrating? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Zip.
Funny, when we use terms like meridians or energy, those aren't in the mainstream conventional way of viewing the world. But everybody knows, for example, this if someone else hummed into your fingers, you would definitely feel something throughout your whole body.
There's other, your teeth are connected to all systems and organs of the body. And you can go online and you can look up tooth charts and, what tooth connects to the heart, what tooth connects to the pancreas. So while you're humming, you can put your tongue on a specific tooth and you can really get that energy right to that place because you can vibrate your teeth,
Wow.
the tip of your tongue. Just take a deep breath and just put the tip of your tongue in the front of your mouth and touch your front teeth and you'll feel zzz.
Okay, so we've made a starting case for why, at least intellectually, why the horn may be an incredible healing instrument, because we get to receive the vibration to our hands or directly. Sometimes I put it with the bell on my abdomen, play directly into my abdomen. Tell me about how you got started with all of this.
I think it was the 1812 overture that did it to me. I'm in Massachusetts. And in Massachusetts, you play that a couple times a year. You're going to play it on the 4th of July. Sometimes you played it at a Christmas concert or a spring concert. So it's like, after the 20th or 30th time that you played the 1812 overture and counted all those measures of rest, I was noticing as I was counting all those measures of rest that some of the old guys in the orchestra were just kind of phoning it in. Like, I played this so many times and it just
Yeah.
goes on and on. And I thought to myself, I don't want to be like that. I don't want to end up like that. Music means so much to me. And I thought that I had more of an understanding of music than simply playing it perfectly in tune, playing it perfectly in rhythm, playing all the right notes, playing perfectly in balance. There seemed like there was this vice that was going around me in
Yeah.
order to play
Yeah.
orchestrally. It's part of being the team, being, in the team, and you have to kind of listen to everybody else. But I thought to myself, there's more. There's more to music than this. And that's when I started to move away from music for entertainment to sound and healing. And I remember the first day I said, okay, I sat down in front of a music stand with no music on it. Just didn't have one more da 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 in me. I didn't, and I didn't want to play it like I didn't care.
Yeah.
So I started experimenting with sound, just with the note. What's the note? Where's my note? How did these notes affect me? And I just started playing notes and sounds on the horn, and it was very sort of egg-like birthing sounds. It was kind of weird, but that's where I started.
And had you developed a certain sensitivity or had exposure to other modalities of, say, consciousness exploration that led you down this path or gave you the ability to sense what was happening with those first notes?
I think that was the beginning of my really spiritual exploration. One of the things I started studying sound for healing in the late 90s, maybe around 1996, I think I started, working with a woman named Sherry Edwards, who was the founder of bioacoustics, which is basically taking the sounds that our voice makes and analyzing them. I mean, looking at them on a graph and analyzing all the frequencies and what does that architecture mean when something shoots up high like that? What does that architecture mean? A low energy frequency, a high energy frequency. So I really started there, and then I started applying what I was learning from Sherry Edwards, to the French horn. She didn't know a thing about music. She was math. She's all math. And she thought she actually had discovered the harmonic series. She thought she had discovered that, and no one else ever knew about it.
I found this thing, it's so cool. I was like, whoa.
So she found mathematically. She said, "Well, sound does this mathematically," and she said, "I think I've discovered that." I said, "No, that's called the harmonic series of notes. It's part of the physics of sound, and it's how sounds expand. But sound expands the same way our cells expand. 2 becomes 4, becomes 8, becomes 16. Sound expands that way also. Our bodies have their own personal scale, and they respond to sound. The brain is a frequency monitor."
When did you have your first aha moment in these explorations where you were like, okay, yeah, I'm onto something?
Sherry had this she called it a system pairs exercise, and it was starting on the note C on the bottom, and then the B up at the top. And when those two notes were sounded together, it increased your circulation. It increased your heart rate. It was good for your large muscles, and you go up a half step to C sharp and down a half step to B flat, and play that chord. She was showing what systems of the body these things worked with, and I thought I can do that on the horn. I can play the low note and I can sing the higher note, and I started doing that, and I did it every day because it made me feel good. I didn't have any logical reason to do it, except that it made me feel good. And it was years later when I actually got to a studio that had a special type of camera, Curlin photography.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
It's the
so
aura photography looking thing,
aura
right?
photography,
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
So I said, okay, I spent some money there, and I spent a couple hours there. We took a bunch before and after pictures. So I played the sounds here. It's in my book, Humming for Health, Sound Tools for Physical and Emotional Balance. But I have a chapter in, and here's the Curlian photography of my aura and how it changed when I played certain combinations of notes. It not only gave you, the result was you would get a picture of your aura, but you'd also get like an explanation of what those colors meant. This is where I started. This was the first picture here before I did anything. And then down here, let's see.
So all that pink is gone.
Yeah, now that pink and orange is gone, and this shows up. And the words that they say are: the vibration of the heart chakra accelerated from the frequency correlating to the color blue to the frequency correlating to the color violet. And violet equals glowing with a magical, spiritual inner light and guided by a higher power. And I was like, no wonder it makes me feel better. And so I did digestion sounds. I did sounds for respiration. I did sounds for the kidneys. And each one, the camera noted the frequency was raised each time. And when I finished, this one was fun. When I got to, this was the heart one. See all that white there? I was a little blissed out at that point, and I had to stop because my awareness was too expanded, and everything just kept saying. The camera was telling me why I felt good and why I was doing this every day. So that really triggered me. That was like, all right, I'm going to really start exploring this, because I was just doing it for myself, and then I realized other people could do this too. And
yeah, so you've mapped the whole system at this point. You've got your book, Horn Harmonics for Health, which is incredible. What was it like when you started showing other people? Have you shown them directly or mostly through your book?
Mostly it's through the book, and I've concentrated mostly on chakras. The other sort of aha moment that I had was around chakras. Like I said, for years I started to meditate, on my chakras, and I couldn't see anything. It was just black. I never felt anything. I never saw anything, and I thought, these things don't exist. They're just a bunch of woo-woo, and there's no tangible proof that they exist. I couldn't find it. So I stopped meditating on my chakras. And then I realized there were other people that I really admired and respected who did believe in the chakras, and I was like, how can I prove to myself that they exist? And I thought, I should be able to hum a note that would vibrate a chakra, and if I could feel it in my body, I would believe it existed.
Okay.
Because I had read in a book, The Divinity of Music or something like that. It's not in print anymore. And there was a sentence in there that said, you can hum the lowest note that you can sing, and you will feel your root chakra vibrate. I was like, okay, I'm going to try it. So I went down to the lowest sound that I could comfortably make without straining my throat, and just sustained a hum, 10, 15-second hum. And wouldn't you know it, I could start to feel my sacrum start to vibrate. And I was like, these things are real. They do exist. And then I found the scale that would vibrate each one, and it's a Lydian scale. It's not a major scale, it's a Lydian scale. And I was able to hum each of these chakra energy centers and feel them vibrate. And I was like, okay, chakras are real. But I had to prove it to myself first. And that was the way I could prove it to myself, was like I could feel it. And so it had to exist. And then I started, when I realized everyone had their own personal chakra scale, and I realized I could teach people how to hum their scale. And when you know your scale and you start humming the notes of your scale, your body gets so excited. It's like, Mom, they're playing my song. It's just it loves it, and it just kind of melts into harmony. So it's to hum your chakra scale, to play the harmonics of the chakra scale, to play my emotional stabilizer, which I have an emotional stabilizer MP3 that can take people out of PTSD, anxiety, insomnia.
Oh yeah, we got to check in on that in a few minutes.
Yeah.
So I have a question though about this personal chakra scale. Okay. So I've been studying the chakras for more than a decade at this point, in the yogic tradition for almost more than 2 decades at this point. And where I'm at in my perspective on reality is that I don't believe that I can even know a true objective. I can't say, oh yeah, I believe in chakras 100%, because that's just not how I operate. I hold skepticism and I hold the experience and curiosity.
Yep, I've been there.
Yeah, but I definitely believe it's a useful lens, and I believe that they exist, to the extent that I believe in anything. And
well, I can teach you how to hum your chakra scale.
Okay, let's go. Let's go.
All right, this is pretty easy. Musicians can do this easily. Other people have to do sessions with me to learn how to do it. But so if you just hum down, sigh down, it's really sigh down to the lowest sound you can comfortably make. Okay, so that's an F.
Okay.
An octave and a half below middle C. All right. Now I'm going to ask you to try to feel your root chakra, which is your sacrum, and you're sitting on it, and it's a dense part of the body, and sometimes you can't feel it right away. That's okay. But if we're confident that F is the lowest sound you can comfortably sing, then we can also extrapolate that your heart chakra is then going to be the note B. And that's easier to feel because your lungs are air, there's less density here, and it's easier to feel if you're vibrating your heart chakra. But let's see if you can feel your root chakra. If you just, you got to sustain the sound. It's not going to happen in a 5-second hum.
Yeah, I mean, without efforting to control or create or to produce or manufacture sensation, where I perceive sensation is obviously a lot of sensation around here.
Everybody will say, I feel it in my throat. Well, that's where your vocal cords are.
And just sort of all around in the torso, and then in the mask as well. But I feel
I'm thinking you can go lower than that.
I could probably go about a whole step lower, yeah.
Because you're really projecting that. And usually the lowest sound you can comfortably sing is not necessarily a sound you can project.
Oh.
But it is a sound that you can sustain. This is, yeah. So it's not it's way at the bottom. So lighten up on the volume level and go as low as you can go. There you go.
That feels really good. I think, is that an A flat?
That's a D. That's a
I'm sorry,
D.
I'm thinking in horn pitch.
A horn pitch, yes. It's an A. Yeah. So where did you feel that?
You know what's freaking crazy, Kathy?
What?
Ah! No! Okay, was that an A flat or was that a D or a D flat?
It was kind of between a C and a D. You kind of fluctuate a little bit, so it's a D or a D flat. D flat.
Yeah. So first of all, I felt this incredible sort of like purr. It felt like a purr down the center of my spine. I did not feel any sensation down in my sacrum or in the root area of the body. But what's absolutely crazy is that for years, I've been performing a sound meditation, a sound healing meditation for myself called Solid Ground, which is a root chakra meditation. And I start it on, it's at A flat. And I just like for 5 minutes straight circular breathing.
The perfect fifth above any note is, well, it's the emotional support note for that lower note, but it's also sort of architecturally, it supports the lower sound.
Right. Yeah. I mean, when I do that, I feel woof, my whole body just lights up.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
all the way down.
Right. So, all right. So if that's your root chakra note, your heart chakra note, let's see, D flat would be
It'd be a G, huh?
So hum that note and see if you don't feel it there.
Yeah.
Yeah. That quick, huh?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, I have like a little grief in my life right now too. So actually, that laugh was almost like a cry as well. You know, just oh wow, there's all this grief in my heart immediately, sort of.
That'll bring it out. Okay. Okay. Yeah, that's one way to help release it. I would play that G on the horn and sing the D above it, and that's going to really.
Oh, it feels good. And of course, I'm allowing the receptivity in my right palm to really receive that and just channel it right back into my heart, and then like sing from my heart, express through my heart, transmute what I'm feeling, then through the horn again, and almost purify it through the horn.
Exponentially, it just starts to. Your body loves that sound.
Yeah, my fingers actually are tingling, and I can tell my body temperature is raised a little bit. Just
That
from
will
doing
happen.
that.
Now, and you can change the position of your hand in the bell to get more receptivity too.
Ooh, say more.
Okay.
Do you want to do
So,
like
and
that?
well, you can completely stop the horn, and that's going to then you have to do funky fingerings.
Oh my God, that feels so good. Wow. And it's if you soft stop it so a little bit can get around, then you don't really have
Exactly.
to change the fingerings.
Right. But
Dang.
if you keep the back of your fingers all really up against the bell that's vibrating, and the vibrations will go into the fingers, instead of
Ooh.
yeah.
Whoa, wow. So it's almost like a massage. There's so much. I never realized that the tips of my fingers could feel the sound or not feel the sound in the bell.
Right. Right. You could do a warm up like the emotional stabilizer, just playing the perfect fifths up and down with your fingers, the back of your fingers up against the bell, and as close as much as you can without changing the pitch of the horn. Or if you want to change the pitch, then do the finger half a step lower because it's going to make it higher.
So would the emotional stabilizer be going up that Lydian chakra scale while
No.
singing a fifth? What's the
No,
emotional
the emotional
stabilizer?
stabilizer, see, you would have to know your personal chakra scale to do that. I mean, you could definitely do that once. Now you know your personal chakra scale now. It's D flat, E flat, F, G, A flat, B flat, C. That's going to be your personal chakra scale. The emotional stabilizer starts on the note A, just an octave and a third below middle C, and it goes up in half steps.
Well, sorry for the interruption, but if you are a horn player and you struggle with high range, confidence, accuracy, consistency, or endurance, this is of interest to you. I am still running my program High Range Magic that has offered profound transformation to folks that want to unlock the high range and all of its benefits. There is a masterclass linked below that you can watch for free, 100% free, 3 Secrets of High Playing. After you watch the masterclass, you'll have an option to book a no-cost one-on-one consult with me if you're interested in finding out more about the program. That's all for now. Back to the episode.
I have an Alexander Heldenhorn.
Whoa.
Handmade in Germany. It's 60 years old. Jack Covert sold it to me.
Oh, beautiful.
The emotional stabilizer, you would start on an A, concert A, so E on the horn, right? Mm-hmm. And you're going to sing a perfect fifth above that. So I'm going to play an E and sing. I'm going to play an E on the horn, which is going to sound an A, and I'm going to sing an E. Okay? Mm-hmm. Emotional stabilizer does that. It does like A, B flat, B, C, perfect fifths, and then I add the third. And then it goes like... Then we go the fifths again. D flat, A flat. It goes up another minor third. Then it goes back to the triads.
Uh-huh.
And it just goes up the scale to the A, and then it comes back down again. So it covers all of the possible notes of the scale. It covers all of the possible chakra scales.
Now, as you get higher, that's interesting. So, but as you get higher, at least for me, my voice tends to fail. So if I'm up on this E flat, I would need to do falsetto, and that's...
Absolutely. And that's perfectly fine. Because you're going to hear it as long as it's in tune. You'll feel it.
Do you like to play the first note by itself?
Yes.
After you've sounded. So instead of...
Yes.
Okay.
I always get the lips stable, because you're going to push more air through it, different, and the chops have to be in holding that note in the right place in order for the sound to also go through from your voice. So I always kind of get that stable and solid first, and then I sing through it. So if you start on that A and you simply go up an octave, and then you reverse it and you come down an octave with the perfect fifth. So you go to from A to C, you play your fifths, and then you go back to A and play the major triads.
Yep.
And then you start on the C sharp, and you go up a minor third.
Another minor third on the fifths and the triad.
And then the fifths, the triads, and do that until you're up to the top, an A, an octave above it, and then you come down the same way. Start on the A, and you sing the D.
Yep.
And you go down and do the triads going down, and that will stabilize your emotions, make you very calm.
About 10, 15 minutes, huh?
No, actually, well, I did it in 2 octaves on the MP3 so I could get women's and men's range. Because I know some women said, well, I didn't really start feeling it until it got like halfway through it. And I said, okay, that tells me I have to do it for 2 octaves. So I do 2 octaves of, from A to A and down on the emotional stabilizer MP3. And that you might not, I mean, you're going to feel the vibrations in your body, but if A isn't your root chakra note, you know, maybe you're going to feel A here, and you're going to feel A, B, C, and then you're going to feel, so it's not going to be straight up and down, but they're all going to get activated and enlivened, you know, with the vibrations of the sound. And why does it calm you down? The chakras, touching all the chakra notes, are what I call your body's cellular emotional distribution system. I think of chakras in a different way than our grandfathers did, you know. Uh, I say this is not your grandfather's chakra stuff. The emotional cellular distribution system. The chakras are these energy wheels that are bringing in frequencies into the body, and they're all of the chakras are connected to the major glands of our endocrine system, right? The heart chakra is your thymus gland. The throat chakra is the thyroid. This is your pineal gland. This is your pituitary gland. And what those glands do is they turn systems on and off. Let's say there's a system where blood comes calcium goes out of the bone and into the blood. And if you got too much calcium in blood, then there's another switch that goes on. It takes the calcium out of the blood and puts it back into the bone. So there's all of these systems that hormones, it's all hormones that these endocrine glands are creating. And it just, your body understands it. Your body understands the frequencies when it hears it, and it knows exactly where to put the note and what to do with it. Your brain, that's the language of the brain, frequency.
Final question, and then I think we should try it so that people have something to play along with or follow along with at home if it's not too long. The final question is, do you think that the octaves that you just demonstrated, so that would be E3 to E4 on the horn, written E3 to E4, that octave, would you say that that's probably the right octave for all genders and voice types?
Some women will not be able to sing that note, for sure.
So they might want to sing.
Exactly, they might go up the octave. That's why I did it in 2 octaves. So the MP3 is 12 minutes long, but you could probably do it in 5 or 6 minutes if you're just doing 1 octave.
Yeah, let's try it.
Okay.
Let's try it. And I'm just going to speak in horn pitch because this is all for horn players.
Okay, let's do that.
But those who aren't horn players, we're going to start on concert A, which is at an E. It's E3, below the staff. And we're going to go up E, F, F sharp, G, just singing the root, playing the root,
singing a fifth.
Then we're going to go back and do it again, singing the third and the fifth.
Let's do like quarter note equals 60. We can count the first note as 1.
Okay, and then we'll do 3 beats of song.
3, 4, and 5 on the fifth.
Okay, sounds good.
2, 3, and 4. Okay.
All right. Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay, and then we'll go back. And then we're going to A flat and doing the fifths again. Then we'll go back to A flat and do thirds.
Mm-hmm.
Woo! And then we'll do the next series, which is C, C sharp, D, and E flat.
Mm-hmm.
Fifths and then thirds. So we'd go down from here?
Now we would go down. It's hard just to play the high note and sing the low note.
Oh, you play the high note and sing the low note.
No, I'm going to say don't do it that way.
Oh,
All right, but in order to start in the right place, let's see. So if we're going we have to sing that with our voice first, and then play. Sing, play, sing, play.
huh. Interesting.
So we're gonna. Yes.
And then do you add thirds in there as well?
Yep. Same thing going down. Yep.
Like that?
Yes.
Wow.
Until you get back down to the A. Your brain gets so involved in using all the frequencies. It's just not in thinking mode. It's not in logical mode. It's in healing mode.
Right. A few times through, and then it becomes a lot easier.
Right.
Let's go
Right.
down.
We're gonna sing the A,
Yep.
and
play
then
the
we're
fifth
gonna
below,
play the fifth below it.
which is a
Okay.
horn. Yeah. Horn A. All right. And then we stop after we've done that many 1, 2, 3, 4 notes and add the
Yeah,
third back in.
Yep. Now we add the third back in.
All right.
So
Okay.
then we do the fifths again. So now we're on.
Now we're on C and F, French horn pitches.
Okay.
Woo! Ears tingling. And then we add the thirds.
Yep. So we're starting on C, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
the C, F. Uh-huh.
Yep.
And we have-
I've never tried this. It was the first time I've tried this. I always
Oh,
do it on the piano. I always do it on the piano.
Oh, singing.
Yeah.
Singing and playing. Okay, interesting. Yeah.
A
Horn,
flat.
A flat, and C, D flat below. Mm-hmm. Woo!
And then,
And then we're back with the thirds.
yep.
Makes my ears tickle. So here's the thing, a lot of horn players, they may not be 100% sold on the benefits of this on its own. They may not even have heard the term chakras before today, or they may think about chakras but not want to prioritize that in their horn practice. That's totally understandable, because a lot of horn players are still just really want to work to get a great tone and be able to play. Apologies for the tech disruption. I think maybe things got too much, there's too much energy.
I think it was the harmonics. I think we blew the electronic.
Yeah, exactly. So we were talking about how a lot of horn players may be newer to this and they want to really, they're still focused on improving their playing in a way that can directly serve their participation in ensembles and playing the music that they love. And so I just want to make a really quick case for how valuable playing what you call harmonics, or what would be more widely called multiphonics, is actually tremendously beneficial for the development of one's technique. I want to share a couple points on that, and then I'll let you, Kathy, as well speak to that, since you're our honored guest. For me, learning to play multiphonics has taught me so much. For one, it's taught me to really relax and allow this whole mask to resonate in the face. You can't blow a ton of air through your vocal cords, which means that you need to get a more gentle relationship with air as it goes through your lips, because you're using literally singing air as you play your horn. So that alone is a huge benefit for developing a more relaxed, resonant sound. The other thing that's really special is learning how to play in tune with yourself. Because when you're doing multiphonics or harmonics, you are a drone and a pitch, and you understand what it feels like to play in tune. So there is no more direct and intimate way to get to know perfect, just intonation than playing notes with yourself. So those two reasons alone should be enough for folks to incorporate a few minutes of singing and playing at the horn in their practice. And what you've got with the emotional side of things to bring a calm, centered state to yourself is the ideal way to start a practice session or to start a performance. Right. So it pets a couple cats with one hand.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, if you're nervous, you've got to perform nice, long tones, playing your chakra scale up and down, singing the fifths. It's a great warm up, and you're going to be calm. Your heart's going to stop banging. Your breaths are going to be, easy to flow. That breath is the carrier wave, not only for the sound, but for the intention.
Yeah. Sound is a huge carrier of intention.
Yes.
Huge carrier of intention. So what would your hopes be around, speaking of intentions or next steps for horn players? I know you've got a book that they can get on your website called Horn Harmonics for Health. And the website is thesoundlady.com.
Yes. Thesoundlady.com, and Horn Harmonics for Health is just an ebook.
What would, other than that book, what would some next steps be for someone that just wants to explore this stuff? Someone who says, cool, this sounds interesting. I want to explore how my sound can impact my state of being, my health, my emotions.
Find your note. There's an old fable, farmer who plays the fiddle. And every day when he finishes all of his work and he's had his supper, with his wife, he goes up to his room and he just plays one note over and over and over again. And the wife is always hoping for him to play some kind of a tune, some kind of a melody. And finally she gets so kind of rattled by it. She goes into his room. He said, "Why don't you play a tune like other fiddlers? Why do you keep playing that same note over and over?" He says, they just haven't found their note yet. Because once you find your note, I mean, if you find your heart chakra note, the sound that vibrates, your lungs and your heart chakra, you're not going to want to play any other note because it feels so good. Follow the hum down like we did in the beginning. Hum down with your voice and feel the energy move down your body. Feel in your body how you can move energy with your voice. Once you know your chakra scale, let's say you've got a problem with your sinuses. If you know your throat chakra note and you know your third eye note, well, your sinuses live in between. Let's say this is an F and this is a G. Your sinus is going to be an F sharp. Hum an F sharp. There's a cancer doctor in New York City who was experimenting with sound decades ago, along with me. But he got someone by humming an hour a day cleared a lifetime of clogged sinuses in 4 days.
Whew. Yeah.
You have a problem with your liver, that's in between your heart chakra and your solar plexus. What's the note in between there? You can you can vibrate your liver. You can feel parts of your body vibrating.
Yeah.
And that vibration brings circulation and oxygenation. And both of those things will heal anything. Enough circulation, enough oxygenation will clear out.
Some beautiful thoughts and next steps to contemplate. It's been so cool having you on the podcast. Actually, kind of a dream come true for me. And yeah,
I'm
thank you, Kathy.
I'm glad we found each other, Mars.
Yeah. And once again, if you're listening and you want to follow up with Kathy, you can find all of her information on thesoundlady.com, and we will link to her social media and website in the show notes as well. Thanks again, Kathy. Hope you enjoyed the podcast. This episode is brought to you by High Range Magic, my online program that helps horn players liberate their high range as well as reach new levels of relaxation and ease throughout the full range of the horn, and also to kind of reclaim a beautiful new paradigm of relationship and mindset with the instrument. If that sounds interesting to you, head over to highrangemagic.com and you can register to watch the free masterclass I have, How to Confidently Enjoy a 4+ Octave Range Without Pain, Overthinking, or Constantly Practicing. That's over at highrangemagic.com. Thanks again.